get this started. Of course. Right there. There you go. Alright, what's up everybody? Me, JackAsian. Doing a replay montage of this one match I had against someone playing Mermails. And I was playing my favorite deck at the time. And let's get to it. Skull Servants versus Mermails. And this is not Undine Mermails, this is pure Mermails. And it's probably one of the best matches I've had. So let's get started. Pause. Yeah. Alright, first things first. Get rid of the music. Second. Let's get going. Alright. My turn first. A lot of clicking I'm gonna do. Set a Skull Servant in a Treacherous Trap Hole, and turn. Next turn. Let's see. And then he decides to go Bistius, sending this, which doesn't come out yet, I don't believe. And if it does, then I totally didn't pay attention. But yeah, Orchabus, whatever. Does fun stuff. But anyway, continuing, summons a Bistius, and change MST to my Tretch. So, like, I figured, might as well, you know, activate it while I have the chance to. So, yeah, he sees that I'm playing Skull Servants. At this point, he realizes that I might be playing Piper because I'm playing Skull Servants. Because, you know, zombie Skull Servants are kind of terrible. Anyway, normal summon Sturge, sends Mander, or the big fat one, ditches Orchabus, and doesn't attack because he was afraid if I had a Gores because he sees I have no field in. Just kind of set myself wide open for it, and I had a track, so I was gonna be okay. My turn comes along, draw a lure, use a lure, and banish King of Skull Servants, just because for, you know, if I draw a white mare later on. And end phase, trying to get him super scared that I have a Gores in my hand. Summon Spike, the good stuff that is Spike, probably my favorite Mermail. Let's see, ditches Abyss Gund, obviously gets his effect. Searches another Gund, you know, good stuff. Gund and special summons Mander. And decides to go Shockmaster. And calls, what is it, Monster Effects? Let's see. Yeah, Monster Effects. So it's like, no, can't have that. So it's like, I'm going to make him super scared that I have Gores in my hand. So I use Effect Veiler and try to tell him to back off, don't do anything at the moment. And he doesn't. In phases. My turn. And lo and behold, there's the Gores. And I don't have an Effect Veiler on me, so I kind of should have just taken the hit. But I didn't know I was going to draw into Gores in that time, so, you know, I'm just kind of, you know, full of whatever. Continue. And he decides to set Orchabus, activate it. Shockmaster calls monster effects, obviously. Don't Effect Veiler, because they don't have one. And proceeds to kick my butt for a while with Shockmaster, shock blocking me to death. Pull a Fader, like that's going to be any use. So instead I decide to book a life, try to protect my life points a bit. And remove Spike, because, let's see, what else did he have? Spike, yeah. I think Spike was probably the one thing I was really afraid of at the time, so yeah, remove Spike. And then turn, protected my life points. Then top deck Monster Reborn. Wow, I didn't see that coming. And then Gund. What else he does? Oh, he goes Livier, ditches the Linde, summons Spike, the card that I was afraid of, so I set him up pretty easily. He ditches Gund and does fun stuff. Special summons Mander, bring out Abyss Dweller, calls out monster effects with Shockmaster, and I get my face beaten in a little bit more, and quite a lot actually. But now Shockmaster has no material, so I try to take advantage of this fact. So come my turn, top deck VLS, yeah, good stuff, top deck VLS. So, you know, obviously, I had to save myself. Summon BLS. And at this point, I thought, I still figured I could attack the Dweller and the Livier. But the thing, I forgot Shockmaster's effect was still on the field, so I realized a little bit too late. And then, yeah, just decided to continue there on. But he really couldn't do anything at this point. He knew that Shockmaster was out and Livia was out. So he activates Dark Hole, and lo and behold, I had a Weisel in my hand to screw him up. Here he misplays because, you know, when you read Weisel like the way it is right now, you can't tell that he can negate a spell card once per turn. But he forgets about that. Activates Monster Reborn, and I negated obviously. So he wanted to do BLS and all that jazz. Like, nah. So he sets the sphere, and I'm in the advantage zone, even though I don't have much life points. Draw 1 day, or 1 for 1. Activate it. Gets Trag, obviously, because don't have enough cards. For Piper effect. Draw Piper. Pretty amazing. Draw King. And my hand is kind of set up for a few turns. Alright, attack with the Weisel, because that's the only one can attack. And it was like, you know what, he summons Linde off of Bisphere. It's like, whatever, I just attack into it anyway, because he's going to get the effect anyway. So, continue on. What does he summon? Ah, crud. Yeah, that's right. Abyss Lead. So, I'm in a very bad predicament. He's got me over. Ooh, warning. Sets that. Heavy Infantry. And he's trying to go for game right here by attacking over Weisel and then attacking with, what's that, Infantry? No, Marksman, that's right, to go for game. Lucky Swift Scarecrow. Lucky Swift Scarecrow, that's all I've got to say. My turn. Monster Reborn. It's my turn for some shenanigans. But first I do Piper, try to bait out whatever his back row is. He doesn't bite. So, Piper, draw Book of Life, completely worthless. So I decided Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn, BLS, I thought I can go for game here, or at least get him on the ropes. But Solemn Warnings, and it's like, I'm in a very bad spot. So I'm like, Battle Fader, you protected me a turn unless he goes Shockmaster again, and he's not. So, proceeds to attack, obvious Fader. More clicking, and clicking. My turn, and it's like, wow, top deck Whitemare. Time to do stuff. Whitemare, get back Skull Servant, Book of Life, remove his Linde, special summon the Skull Servant, and then go to normal summoning Gores, because like I didn't have enough for King at the time. Let's see, how many do I have? I only have 2 or 3? 2. I only have 2. So yeah, King of Skull Servants wasn't going to do much, so I decided to normal summon Gores, and then continue on attacking to Marksman, just so that, you know, we can keep things at an even keel. You know, 1 card each, 1 monster each, 2,700. Fun stuff. Basically top deck war. Such the Judgment, which I didn't think was a Judgment. I was thinking it's probably another Abyss Sphere. Crashes, and he's probably gonna go for game next turn. So it's like, whatever. So I'm a King of the Skull Servants, 2,000 attack. It's like, why didn't he Judgment it? It was like, you know, it's whatever. He probably was afraid of the other card in my hand, so, you know. And plus, he couldn't really use Megalo at the time, so I could kind of understand him not activating Judgment. Pulls Dragoons. Sets Dragoons, obviously, can't do anything. And I top deck MST. I was like, you know what? Whatever. Attack into that, set MST. His turn. Marksman. Sets the Marksman. And then I decided MST is back row, hoping it was a Abyss Sphere to set him up so I can just Dark Hole, but you know. And hoping on this top deck. That's what I was hoping for. He would Abyss Sphere, put something in the field, Linde, and special summon, then main phase 2 or something, Dark Hole, but you know. Didn't happen that way, so I was in a good spot. What did I top deck? A Swift Scarecrow. So I was like, you know what, I'm in a decent spot. Just keep doing what I'm doing. Attacking and jazz, like open field, and then he top deck into a sphere. Sets the sphere. Let's see what else I do. And then I think I go battle phase, try to go for a game, and then he summons. I think he summons. Yeah, goes for that Linde again. It's like, God, might as well, you know. So I let him get Linde. He gets Megalo, and I can't get over Megalo. So I was like, you know what? Summon Skull Servant. So if I happen to top deck a King later, it would be 4,000 when I summon it. So, you know. And then I Dark Hole everything. Have a Swift Scarecrow as backup. And now he has nothing in his hand. Like, I didn't know he had Abyss Megalo. Well, actually, yeah, I forgot he had Abyss Megalo. I remember he did get it, but then he gets. Whoops, go back. Gets Abyss Sphere. Sets Abyss Sphere, obviously. And good stuff. I top deck a king, like I thought I would. 4,000 attack, 4 Skull Servants engraved. Activates Abyss Sphere. He doesn't have much left, so he gets Abystius. Attack Abystius, obviously. No damage done to me. And he's got nothing again. Can't summon Megalo. He draws the other Megalo, and I proceed to victory. Game 1. So that's game 1. Good stuff. And then I didn't realize he was playing a match, so we're going to go on to game 2. Game 2. Skulls versus Merms. I think we're going to go game 2. There we go. Game 2. Yu-Gi-Oh! Not exactly perfect. Anyway, continuing. He goes first. Abystius sets up pretty nicely. Abystius does good stuff, but, you know, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Search for Dragoons, and search with Abystius, whatever. Considering. Gets Megalo, goes Megalo. Another Dragoon search in Abyss Sphere he's getting. Gets a heavy infantry. And I swore that was going to be Sphere, but it happens to be Squall. Wrong button. And he goes Gaio Abyss. Probably the more annoying of the Mermails. But I like its effect. I just wish it wasn't just 2 level 7 waters, but you know. So I'm kind of boned at the moment. So it's like, what do I do? So like, set Skull Servants, ditch Skull Servants, get a Piper, activate a Piper, protect life points, chain MST hoping that's a Sphere, just to set them up because I had a feeling I was going to lose. And it's like, and then it turns out to be a Squall. I was like, ooh, I might have a chance. But then I've realized that he still has Sphere in his hand, so he's going to be okay. So, Gaio Abyss, good stuff that it does. Skull Servant goes away. Set Sphere, my turn. Yay, Bielsa won't do anything right now. So yeah, open field. Gores is kind of useless at the moment if I had it. So, Swift Scarecrow, he realizes that even if I had Gores I couldn't do anything, so proceeds to attack. Drawing, yay, more stuff. Set the White Mare, trying to prepare for Skull Servants later. Blend in Abyss Spheres into some good stuff. Sturge, and Spike again. Megalo and its infinite wisdom of never mind. Continues, searchies, destroys these, and Sphere. Oh, special and destroys these. There we go. And then go back. Like, well, I can't go back right now. But he had 4 monsters in the tree. He could have gone game at that moment. But he was afraid that I had Gores or a Trag or something. So he decides to go Shockmaster, which is not a bad idea, but he still could have gone for game. But just to let him know if he sees this video later. So go Shockmaster, cause monster effects, can't do anything considering my hand. And, you know, just bust my face wide open for the time being. Click, 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 click. Set Slash Sphere, and I'm like, I'm in big doo-doo. Yay, top deck Fader. Summon BLS, and like my misplay that I forgot that I can't attack with Gaio Abyss on the field, nor can I activate effects because of Shockmaster, so my BLS just stood there looking pretty. But you know, it stopped me from losing life points just because it was the strongest monster on the field. So, good stuff that is Sphere. He can't do anything except, you know, call monster effects, so I can't do anything. Continues. And I draw a Piper, but it's completely useless with Shockmaster's effect still roaming. And then he decides now would be the best time to go for game. So infantry, ditch the infantry or tribute it, blows up BLS, cause monster effects again, and just kicks my butt game 2. A well-deserved butt kicking I got there. And there we go. And then we go on to game 3. If it lets me go on to game 3. Let's see. Nope, doesn't let me go on to game 3. Be back in a second. Alright. Stupid Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro. I don't know if it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro or my laptop. My laptop isn't exactly the best laptop in the world, but it's still pretty good. So let's go to game 3 where good stuff happens. Oh yeah, I forgot. Stop with the music. Back and continue. We both, like, he cited game 2. didn't notice. So I decided to side game 3. You'll see the cards, obviously. So continuing, there we go. Royal Decree for Abyss Spheres and Squalls and whatever I need to be afraid of. So, yay, top deck and Decree. So, you know, normal. If half Piper, use Piper. And good stuff. And sets Decree. Because, you know, Decree is a good card. Don't want to play Soul Drain, obviously. He Megalos ditches what? Dragoons for Search, Marksman for Destroys these. Summons Megalo. Activate Marksman, so obviously I activate Decree. So it doesn't get destroyed. And then search the Bisphere, and with Dragoons, he gets Heavy Infantry. It's like, I knew he's either going to destroy Decree this turn or next turn. But I was assuming it's going to be next turn, so I was assuming I was going to be okay, obviously, but you know when you assume. Then he activated the Abystius, and lo and behold, I'm in a deep pile, because, you know, he's got those on the field. And searches Gund. Yeah, Gundy. And a bunch of hate on my face until I decided to do this monster. And fun stuff, lo and behold, guess what? Boom, baby, big eye. And I get trumped. And I'm in a very bad position. Now he's got 1 on his side of the field, 2 in his hand, which obviously I didn't know. Continue on, sets the sphere, and it's my turn. In a bad position, so if Piper, use Piper. And I draw some stuff, and like 3 Faders, and 3 Skull Serpents, and a 1/1. I was like, I can live with this, so as long as he didn't go Shockmaster, I was gonna be okay. Sphere at end phase, or main phase, I think. Activates Linde, summon Spike, Spike and all this goodness. Gunday, Infantry to and special summons Megalo, and I ditch a Skull Servant because game mechanics, people. And looking at this, like, I was in a bad predicament, but lucky Faders are Faders. If Fader, play Fader. And protecting my life points. What does he go for? Level 4? What does he go for? Abyss Dweller, that's right. Because he was afraid of stuff like, I think, White Mare or other stuff, anything that was going to happen later. And, so yeah. Continue on. I got really scared, so I decided... It took me a while to think, like, do I want to continue or not? So I was like, ugh. I can go Piper, but there's not much I can do after that. So I decided heavy Storm, which happened to be a bust, but continue anyway. 1/1, dish for White Mare. Summon King, because I figured now would be the only time I can destroy something by battle. Because I didn't want to rely on Piper at the moment, because Faders are good, but Shockmaster might happen again. So now would be the only time to actually try to get some damage in. So special summon King. Normal summon White Mare. And crash my White Mare into the weakest, obviously Abyss Dweller. Take some damage. But now King's at 3,000, and I attack Big Eye, so I don't have to deal too much with it. Lo and behold. And then he decides to activate Trag off that. Which, I was wondering what he was doing, but then I was like thinking, he's going to probably either Zen Mains or Big Eye. And then, at this point, I obviously asked him, do you have another Big Eye? And lo and behold, he only plays 1, which normal Mermails player should only play 1. Because you got Abyss Giles to cover your ass. So, lucky me, he didn't have another Big Eye. But now it's like thinking, what can he do? So, makes it level 3. Summons Marksman. At this point, I was like thinking Zen Mains. Zen Mains. He's going Zen Mains. And instead he goes Leviathan, but I believe... according to the chat we had, I think it was a misplay. So let's look into his extra deck. What would he go for, rank 3 wise? It would have either been Acid Golem or Giga Brilliant. Let me see, did he have anything in there? No. It would have been Acid Golem or Giga Brilliant. Probably the Giga Brilliant, because then Megalo would have been 32 and crashed over, or Acid Golem would have crashed into that and then inflict damage. One of the two. He probably would have kept the made Giga Brilliant. So he acknowledged that that was a misplay. He would have gone that, but ygopro isn't exactly perfect. Continuing. Since he had no choice, he decided to boost Leviathan and crash into my Skull Servant. And yeah, that prevents me from doing anything for a while. So King crashes King. Don't use King's effect, obviously, because I have Faders in hand, and now would be the only times I can use Fader. decided to take the damage because I really need to make sure that I don't lose too much later on. Like, I need to try to keep the faders for stuff later. And draw MST, which basically stays on the field for a while. His turn. Drawing spheres. Man, top decking. He puts Megalo in defense because of fear of Mirror Force. But I don't know why he would fear Mirror Force because I played World Decree, but he was just probably that scared. And plus, all he had to do was attack for game, so there's no problem with him going in defense with that. Summon Fader. I wish I had a Caius, but you know, you can't have everything in the world. MST, this sphere before it gets played. Dangerous stuff averted for the time being. Wizel, good stuff. Wizel exists, but I can't do anything obviously. Fader and Wizel don't do much in field at the moment. So his turn, he's going to try to go for game again. Loads of kit clicking. Fader, if Fader play Fader, and Phase doesn't do anything. My turn. Top decking Piper. This Piper I think was a saving grace for me. Use Piper, get King. And with King, drop Monster Reborn off of Piper effect. So obviously activate Monster Reborn, get King. 3000 King, because I think 2 White Mirrors and a Skull Servant. And then battle phase, attack into Abyss Dweller, so Abyss Megalo won't be much of a pain later. And obviously he tracks off that. And I'm like, I can't do anything. His turn. So what does he do? He decides to Sturge. He's trying to go rank 4 again. I forgot which one. Oh, Cowboy, because that's the only thing he had left to crash into my King, which I wasn't going to use its effect, obviously. So yeah, Cowboy's awesomeness that he is. Crashes into that. Megalo hits Fader. Fader goes away again. And I have no Faders. All 3 Faders gone. But I have the King of the Skull Servant. And top deck Foolish, which obviously useful. So Foolish, a Skull Servant out of my deck. Boost up King's Skull Servant. At this point, he's like fed up a King of Skull Servant because it's like 5,000. How do I get over it now? Because he used most of his resources. All he has left is Dark Hole. Continuing, attack into Megalo. Basically, clean the field up. 5,000 King on the field. And Bestius. Can't use now, will use later. Dark Hole, he thinks it's okay for now until I play Wizel. Wizel on all his good stuff. And he won't make the spell mistake for the time being. Wizel, inflict the damage that you do. More clicking and clicking and clicking. His turn, can't do anything. Draws Max C, sets Max C. Protecting his life points. And I think at this point I have the upper hand and win. Allure, Skull Servant MST, remove MST, or remove Skull Servant, activates MST on Deck Devi, which is like, it caught me so off guard, but like, it made sense because of track. Whereas like, he really couldn't do anything, he just used it to, what was it, bait me out, whatever, or, I'll remember the word later. Anyway, attacking him Maxi. He uses Abystius to protect himself and Dragoons to set himself possibly for next turn. So, let's see, Abystius for Gund, and I think he goes for Megalo with, yeah, Megalo. But it's like, he's not going to be alive long enough because, you know, I have a Chaos Orc in my hand. And a White Mare, which, okay, let's go with the play first. I use White Mare's effect, add King back to there, and then summons Chaos Orc, which I should have done it the other way, summon Chaos Orc, remove a King and something else, and then use White Mare to special summon King, but it's not like it mattered. It's going game right now. Obviously, Chaos Orc banish him, and Wizel goes for game. So, that was really one of my epic matches for Skull Servants today, or that I had today. It's like, I've been toying around with Piper, Exodia. I'll probably show a few matches of that later. I have a lot of stuff that I can show and replay. Not all of them are good, just some of them are just kind of for like experiment purposes, but some of these replays I might show you guys. Like the Cliff Burn, the Chariot Cliff, and all this good stuff, what he did with it. And that guy did. Yeah, a lot of replays, but I'll probably show them later anyway. So anyway, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you can, comment what could have been done, what should have been done. I already said what I said on misplays and what could have been done, but there probably would have been something else we missed. You know, just comment, just kind of, you know, help us be better Yu-Gi-Oh players. So yeah, this video was for informational purposes, and do what you will with it. Alright, thanks.